Thank you, Marie, and good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Come on, we can do better than that. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I am certainly very much honored to be here today with Secretary Donovan and all of our partners, with our mayor and president of our city council and Councilman Stokes, and all of you who have gathered here today. This is such an important event. But as I stood there and I was listening to the mayor and others, I could not help but think about a few days ago when I was sitting on the Joint Economic Committee. That's the committee between the House and the Senate that deals with economics for the Congress of the United States. And I listened to some of my colleagues from the other side talk about how the stimulus was doing no good and how they felt that it was a waste of money. And it really upset me because I told them that they need to come to my district. They need to come and speak to some of the people that we spoke to about 2 weeks ago when we hired Secretary Donovan 50 new police officers who would not have been hired if it were not for the stimulus bill. 50 of them. They needed to come to my district. I wish they could have been here today when we heard the gentleman who has the cement operation who said he was about to close shop. He was about to close his doors. But then he got this opportunity and he was able to keep some 15 or 16 employees on working and able to provide for their families. He said, I wish they would come and hear about that. And then the idea, and then I wish that they could come with us when this project is complete and see what we did during the storm. I said to Secretary Donovan that the question is not whether we will get through this economic storm. Stokes, we will get through the storm. The question becomes is what will we have done during the storm so that we're better off after the storm? That's the question. And it's projects like this. So often what people do is when they go through difficult problems, they get so bogged down in history they have no hope. They get bogged down in death that they forget destiny. They get so bogged down in falling down that they forget about getting up. But in Baltimore and across this nation, and because of the leadership of a man named President Barack Obama and his sidekick, Secretary Donovan, we are able to do things during the storm so that when the economic storm is over, we are better off. Having 69 folk living in this arts district who may not have lived here before, providing all kinds of opportunities for people to take care of their families, making sure through this stimulus bill that teachers maintain their jobs. These are the things that we are doing, and we will get through it, and we will continue to create the jobs. So the issue here today is not just that we are celebrating recovery and reinvestment, but we are also celebrating our perseverance, not only as a nation, but as a city and as a state, to go forward to make things better than they were before. And that's why I'm so excited about all of our partners. And I haven't named names because there's so many people that are part of this, and that's what it's all about. That's what the American spirit is all about. All of us coming together, and so often people are unknown, unappreciated, unapplauded, and unseen. But yet and still, all of us as Americans join together to keep going, to keep our families lifted up, and to keep making America better. And so, Secretary Donovan is a very special man. I didn't know him that well until he came to a Congressional Black Caucus meeting. And Maxine Waters, who can be very, 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 very critical at times, she was just she said, oh, Secretary, you're the greatest man in the world. I said, I got to meet this man. I had never heard Maxine give those kind of compliments. But the more I learned about him and the more I worked with him, and I've seen his efforts in regard to trying to make sure people stay in their houses when they're facing foreclosure, when I began to understand that his heart is right, he understands it, he gets it, It's not just enough for him to sit in that office. He is a people person, and it makes a big difference. And the things that he did in New York and revitalizing housing is unparalleled. As a matter of fact, they call him the living legend of New York. He's a very, very special gentleman. And so I want to introduce to you and, again, thank him for being here. This is not the first time he's been here, but I want to thank him for being here, and I agree with our mayor. Secretary, we want you to come back anytime you want. Anytime you want. And we are not so proud that if you come back and you have a check, we will smile even broader smiles. Ladies and gentlemen, Secretary Shaun Donovan.